Hey, it's Karen from the Sensitive Foodie Kitchen. Now today I'm going to share with you my top 5 simple flavour enhancers. They're all store cupboard ingredients, so you can have them on hand, and they all feature in my book Eat Well, Live Well with the Sensitive Foodie Kitchen. So they all I use them in my recipes, so I know that they work. Now my first one is the simple bay leaf. A lot of traditional recipes will put bay leaf later on when in soups and stews, but I actually put my bay leaf in right at the beginning. So if I'm sauteing some onion, I'll add the bay leaf in there, and it just infuses this lovely savoury flavour right at the beginning. Now this seems to make a big difference, particularly for dishes like my roasted cauliflower soup. And it's a real key ingredient. So next time you're making soups or stews, add your bay leaf in right at the beginning and see how it enhances the flavour. My tip number 2 comes from Indian cooking. Now a lot of people struggle with eating onions and garlic, and they tend to be really key ingredients in a lot of dishes. So it might be that they're intolerant to them, or you're suffering from irritable bowel syndrome. Now this is a really stinky, sulfurous smelling spice. Ooh, it's called Asafoetida. You can get it in big supermarkets in their spice sections, or you'll be able to get it in Asian stores. Now when you cook it, it's really pungent, but it gives the same flavour as onions and garlic would do. So you're getting that the breadth of flavours without getting the stomach ache. It'll also last for ages in the cupboard because you actually only need a tiny pinch. So if you suffer with onions, then this is really worth investing in. I also use this as part of some of the Indian recipes that you'll find in the book. Now my next one is celery salt. I discovered celery salt actually from my husband. He grew up having it on his poached eggs. And I had never really come across it before. But it adds a lovely savoury flavour, another savoury flavour, so it's really useful, again, to add to soups and stews. And there's one particular recipe in my book which is a creamy celery soup that uses celery salt as well, and that addition somehow seems to make it taste a bit like creamy chicken soup. So this is again another really useful flavour enhancer to give you that satisfaction that when you're making changes to eating a whole food plant-based diet, you might feel that you're missing out on. Now moving away from herbs and spices, my number 4 on my list is tamari. Now tamari is Japanese version of soy sauce. It's gluten-free. Because of my food intolerances, I found I still can't really tolerate soy sauce, but for some reason I can tamari. It's obviously fermented slightly differently. Now make sure you get an organic brand, and there's quite a few available. You can often find it in the free-from section, or again in good Asian stores. Now this gives dishes a real umami, deep umami flavour, so that it gets that kind of meaty replacement. So obviously I use it in Asian style dishes, but I also use it in scrambled tofu, for example, for breakfast. It gives it that savouriness, and again I add it to lots of dishes, things like my beanie shepherd's pie, and it's just another really simple, you don't need much, so it lasts quite a long time. Now my final and number 5 and final one is something that's been used for hundreds, thousands of years probably, which is lemon. Now lemon can be a preservative because of the citric acid in it. It's also can be used for its vitamin C, so it's giving you extra antioxidants. But the thing about lemon is that it also lifts the dish as well. So if you're having something that's particularly heavy on greens, so like spinach soup, I do a spinach soup with rosemary, which is lovely, but it can be very green. When you add a dash of lemon or a little squirt of lemon just before you eat it, it really lifts that dish. but also what it does is it enables your body to absorb those lovely nutrients in the greens as well. And the same goes for legumes and pulses and stuff like that. Also, with lemons, you can always use the rind, adding in another extra dimension. But if you want to do that, make sure that you use unwaxed lemons rather than waxed, because otherwise that's what you're getting, some wax. So there you go, that's it, my top 5 flavour enhancers. We got bay leaves, Asafoetida, celery salt, Tamari, and finally lemon. Okay, that's it for today. There'll be another video tomorrow. Have a great day. If you enjoyed it or find it useful, don't forget to let me know. Okay, thanks. Bye.